Shalom, shalom, shalom. This Daniel ben Yasharael. All praises go to the Most High. The Most High is one. The Most High is King. The Most High is the Ancient of Days in the Holy of the Most Holies of Holy. And, you know, blessings goes to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in Israel. All right, so today I'm going to show you how I get my Sabbaths from the moon, right? So, just in case you was just wondering how I do it, this just goes to the people that just want to know it. This video is not for no arguing or debates. I promised on my live video I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. So let me show you a few things off this app. So this can be a guide for you to go out and look at the moon yourself. So once you understand how the moon functions in its phases, you will be able to determine the Sabbath day just based off the moon. And it's also factual that we get all our feast days from the moon. So technically you will get your Sabbaths from the moon as well. According to Genesis 1:14, he said use the illuminations in the sky to get your signs and seasons and days and years. Your seasons means appointed times, your feast, and other things that the Most High has appointed. Even the congregation is his appointed times. And the sun is used for your harvest and also for your feast of weeks and so on and so on. So let's go and get started on this. As you can see on this app, I'm gonna go ahead and draw it with this marker. You can see up here, it is Wednesday, right? And that's a dark moon. It is the 29th day on the moon age. It is the Sabbath, right? The 29th day is the Sabbath on the moon. Lunar day, the 29th day of the lunar day is the Sabbath. Right here, you're gonna see the percentage of the moon, right? Sometimes your final Sabbath of the month falls on a dark moon, right? Your dark moon represents is the end of the month or the month has ended. Sometimes you have two dark moons. That means your month had 30 days instead of 29 days. The 30th day will not be a new moon, but the following day after the new moon, after the dark moon will be your new moon. All right. So let me show you. This is last month's. New moon, Sabbath. Now the next day will be the new moon because that last month did not have two dark moons, but instead it had one dark moon, which fell on the Sabbath. You may say, how come the Sabbath is on the 29th day and not the 28th day? I will explain everything in this video. All right. So let me go ahead and go to the new moon, which is the 8th of November, Thursday. Now, let me compare the new moon with a newborn baby. A newborn baby comes out of the mother's womb. What's the first thing you see? It's their head, the top of their head. This also symbolizes the new moon. When the baby fully comes out of their womb, it is called a newborn baby. Just like when the darkness on their moon represents the womb, and that moon come out of that darkness is represented as the new moon. Something you can see visually. You cannot see darkness. You cannot see the dark moon even when the sky is dark. The Most High represents the light. He will always be the light and not of darkness. So the new moon is the coming of light out of that darkness. So we got to be mindful when it comes down to the new moon, that is of light and not of darkness. And then when it comes down to that newborn baby, you ain't going to call it a newborn when it's inside of the womb. It's inside of darkness. The baby is coming. The light of the world is coming. So it's coming out of their womb. So therefore you have a newborn baby. Just like when you have a plant and it drops its seed and it dies, that plant is not a plant yet, But when it grows, it's a new herb. Then it becomes a full plant. Then it drops its seed again to represent it's the end of that plant's life. It's coming to an end. Then a new plant grows. It becomes a new plant. A full grown plant. Just like you can compare it to the full moon. And as the plant leans over, it's dying. Just like when the full moon decreases its light, it is dying. It's becoming the end of that month. You understand? So let me go ahead and continue. This is the new moon. The coming of the light on the right side. It is day 1 of your month, but not day 1 of your work day. How do we know this? Because we know in the scriptures it says, do not work on the new moon. It is not a work day. It is one of the most holy days of the holy days besides the Sabbath. We do the most sacrifices. And we give honor and glory to the Most High on that day. Right? So now, since we know the new moon is not a work day, why do we all count the new moon as a work day when we don't work on that day? It is a law. It's because the new moon is not a work day. It is a set apart day. Something that is set apart should not be counted as a work day, but should be counted as a day to that month. So the next day after that new moon day should be your work day. You hear me, Israel? The next day after your new moon shall be your first day of your work day. You have 4 set apart times of the month. You got new moons. You got work days. You got Sabbaths, and you have feast. Feasts only come 3 times of the month. 3 times a year. Right? So on an ordinary month, it would be 3 consecutive set apart days. Your work days, your new moons, and your Sabbath. So allow me to continue. Since you know the new moon is not a work day, we should not count this day as a work day, but day 1 of our month, because new moon begins the month. Right? So let's continue. The new moon fell on Thursday, right? I'm going to let you know now. The same day the new moon fell shall be the same day the Sabbath should be. So let's prove this. Let's count. Let's go to day 2. This is day 2. The crescent has grown. It is a work day now, and it's landed on a Friday. You only counted 1 day. You only counted 1 work day. Some people may say, oh, Friday sundown's the Sabbath, but it's not. Because it doesn't make no sense for you to start your months with the new moon and continue the Roman Empire calendar that the Most High have not ordained. He said from his mouth, learn not the way of the heathen. The Gregorian calendar, the Roman Empire calendar, the Julian calendar is the ways of the heathen that they have created. So we got to be mindful that they created these things and the Most High did not. You cannot see the Gregorian calendar in the sky. You may say, oh, the Gregorian calendar is based off the sun. No, it's not. Gregorian calendar is based off outer space, which we know in the biblical believers that there isn't no such thing as outer space. It's only a firmament and water above, and then you're gonna get to the realms of the Most High. That revolves around the sun. The Gregorian calendar is based off the sun going around the. It's Salakia. The earth. The Gregorian calendar is based off the earth going around the sun. But we all know the sun revolves around the earth and the moon revolves around the earth. And we know the earth is bigger than the sun and the moon. So since we counted day 2, that's day 1 of our work day, but not day 1 of our month. We on day 2. Day 2 of your month will always be day 1 of your work day. Right? So you should know by now it would be an 8-day week for every month. It would be an 8-day week for every month for the beginning of your months. The next week after that will only be a 7-day week because the new moon is not a work day. It's self-explanatory. All right. So let's go ahead and count the next. This is day 3, which is day 2 of work day. This is day 4, which is day 3 of work day. Day 5, which is day 4 of work day. Day 6, which is day 5 of work day. Day 7, which is day 6 of work day. Day 8, which is day 7 of the work day. The half moon is the sign of the Sabbath. One of the signs of the Sabbath. Your Sabbath will always fall on a half moon. It's just one day further later instead of one day behind. Instead of landing on the 7th day on the moon, it would be on a half moon. Right? So let's continue. Day 9 is day 8. Day 10 is day 9. Day 11 is day 10. Day 12 is day 11. Day 13 is day 14. Hold up, I'm messing up completely. Let me just go back to the half moon count of 7 days because I'm screwing myself up for doing that type of counting. Okay, we're gonna start over. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. It would be a full moon. And the full moon landed back on Thursday. Just like the half moon, it landed back on Thursday. The same day the new moon fell. So you got to realize the signs of the Sabbath falls on the same day as the new moon. So let's continue to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You landed on the 22nd day of the moon. 8. The 8th day of the moon is the Sabbath. The 15th day of the moon is the Sabbath. The 22nd day of the moon is the Sabbath. And as you can see, your light is on the right side. That means the light is decreasing. Your month is coming to an end after the full moon. And it landed back on another full half moon. All right. So let's continue to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took you straight to a dark moon, which is on Thursday, December 6th. They're letting you know that's the last Sabbath of the day, and also it's the last day of the month. Now let's see if the next day is a dark moon. If it's the dark moon, then that month have 30 days instead of 29 days. Let's see. It is another dark moon. So now we know that that moon is the 30th day of that month, which land on the 7th. So that means the next following day will be your new moon. Let's see. Day 1. You see that down there at moon age? It says 1 day. New moon. Now it fell on a Saturday. All of your Sabbaths will be on Saturday, December 8th. And you can compare the real moon with this, you will never ever fail. So let's count. Again, new moon is not a work day. It is a worship day, a set apart day. You're not going to count anything set apart as a work day, but instead as a day going to that month. All right. So let's count. The next day is day 1 of the work day, but this is day 1. The new moon's day 1 of that month. Work day, day 1. So now we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you see that your half moon fell on Saturday again, December 15th. That's amazing, huh? The same day the new moon fell. Let's continue to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It fell on the full moon, which is on Saturday, the same day the new moon fell. That is the sign of the Sabbath as well, and a sign of a feast day. So you got to keep that in mind, Israel. Like I said, I was going to finish this, the rest of this with, I'm going to finish the rest of the Sabbath for this December month. Now we know the month is fit to come to an end. The light is fit to decrease. Darkness from the right side. Now that means your moon is dying. The child is dying. The child is grown now. He's at 50 years old. Now he on his way out of here. 100% grown. Now you see him about to lean over, have the arch back and everything, and die out. Comparing it with the moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You landed on a 22nd day, on the 29th of December. That is your Sabbath. Still on Saturday. Let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see that the app called it the new moon, but that is not the new moon. That is the Sabbath. So that means the next day will probably be the new moon, because you will see the crescent. If not, you don't see the Sabbath. If you don't see no light on that next following day, then that means it is the 30th day of that month. We see a crescent. Barely. So that means that's day 1. That is new moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, that barely seems like it is the new moon. It's the Sabbath. But if I go one more, then that gotta be the Sabbath right there. So that means technically, if I go back, then that means that faint crescent still have to be the 30th day, or a halfway day for that Sabbath. For that 30th day of that last month. So that means the next day after is the new moon. Sometimes the moon will barely show a crescent, but sometimes that won't even be the new moon either. Because as you just seen, the new moon will fall on a Monday instead. So then you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see your Sabbath fell on Monday. And if I repeat the cycle, we'll do the same thing. So in the Bible, when it states, oh, your Passover is on the 14th day, that means it's on the 14th day of the moon. So let me go straight to the 14th day. Right? It is one day before the full moon, which is that. Although it looks like a full moon, it is not the full moon. And you know, the next day after the Passover is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is the 15th day. And remember, I told you that your feast days will always be on full moons. That's the 15th day, which is a Sabbath and a feast day at the same time. I'm pretending like this is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Remember, your moon is guarded. Your moon is the one that starts your months, and your moon starts your Sabbaths, and your moon starts your feast. But when it comes down to the seasons, like the spring equinox and the winter and the fall and summer, the sun starts that. Although the moon has a total of 354 days, there's these things called leap years. When you find the leap year, you add, let's just say 2012 is the leap year. It's the numbers 3, 5, and 8 as the metrotonin years. As the metroton, not metrotonin. Now, let's just say 2012 is the leap year. You know, the Roman Empire's time of their leap years adding a day or subtracting a day to February. No, that's not. According to the moon, you add a 13th month, a month of 30 full days. So let's just say 2012 plus 3 is going to take you to 2015. 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. Yeah, it's going to take you 2015. Then you're going to say 2012 plus 5. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. 2015 and 2017, you're going to add an additional month of 13 days. Now you're going to say 2012 plus 8. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. So 2012, 2015, 2017, and 2020 are the years you will add an additional 13th month of 30 days. This will fulfill all of the Sabbaths that you have so-called missed. But you will never miss the feast day because the feast day is guarded by the moon. Right? So the reason the months changes, the reason the Sabbath is on a different month every month, because in the Gregorian time, you have months with 31 days and 30 days, and sometimes 28 days and sometimes 29 days. That's the reason your month always changes, because it's always adding and subtracting in the Gregorian time. But in the illumination time, it never changes. It stays the same. It will always stays the same. Right? So shalom, Israel. If you want to know more about this, just hit me up. If you want to learn more about the leap years, read the book of Enoch, chapter 70 through chapter 89. It should be around chapter 74 for you to see the leap years. All right. So shalom, peace and blessings to the whole house of Israel. I hope this video was edifying to you, so you can go out and learn how to do this moon without a phone, without an app. You can go out and just see it for yourself. This app, you can just download any moon app. Let me show you this other app. I recommend y'all do not use this app. Do not use this app, because this app, World Last Chance, it says the dark moons is the new moons. But they actually had got it right this month, because, hold on, that's next month's. Let's go back. let's check it, change it to lunar. See, for this one, it says the Sabbath fell on the 6th day. Then it says the new moon's on the 7th. So yeah, this one is actually correct. They did it right for this month. But the next month, the Sabbath will fall on a Saturday, not Friday. It will fall on a Saturday. All right. But just in case you go out and you see if there's 2 dark moons, if there don't be 2 dark moons, then that means your Sabbath will fall on a Friday. If it be 1 dark moon, then your Sabbath, if it be 2 dark moons, then your Sabbath will fall on a Saturday. All right. So shalom, peace and blessings to you.